We are joined by Joe Brammer, executive producer over at BULKHEAD, and Mark, who's the senior game director on WARDOGS and CFO of BULKHEAD. I'm going out on a limb here saying these guys are really, really busy with the game launching into early access September 10th very soon.
I wish I could give straight answers to everything here.
Yeah, this is a scary topic.
I know everyone wants that to be our fault, and we do take responsibility for that. Battalion was a bunch of kids who fucked up. There was a bunch of fucking adults around us saying, we won't pay you any money, go out there, you make our careers better, we'll get promotions, and they were pushing us to do this stuff. The second it went bad, they just fucking left. So I'll give you a little drop here. One of the first things we're going to add to WARDOGS is
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Push a Talk podcast, your premier FPS podcast, where, I mean, we're turning into a WARDOGS only podcast at this point, if I'm being honest with you. It's one of the hypest games out right now, but we cover everything from battle royales to extraction shooters to everything in between, usually leaning towards the tactical side. I'm your host, Bigfry, joined here today, as always, Crash. How the hell you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. The summer of madness still continues for me, but I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Got my house cleaned out, went back and did all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
Getting it ready for the market. And
how many more trips do you have to make then? Or are you done now?
I think I got one because I have some stuff in the barn. I still got to figure out how to get my tractor. I still got to figure out how to get my tractor down here.
Fuck you. You're such a man. God damn it. Got to get your tractor down to the ranch.
Got to get my tractor down to the ranch, brother.
Hell yeah, dude. You been playing any games?
Itself. Man, I still keep doing ABI, but the games are coming around the corner. I'm excited for our next few shows. This show is incredible with Joe because just WARDOG is right around the corner.
Yeah,
and then I'll say it. I'm excited to play S&D in Modern Warfare 4, and they came out with all that information about the beta where search is going to be in the beta. So
super psyched for this weekend,
dude. It's like Christmas around here, man, with WARDOGs and stuff coming around because I'm getting a little ABI'd out.
Yeah, feeling like a change.
Get a little, ready for something else. Yeah. Well, how about you? What have you been up to?
I've been playing a little bit of everything. Honestly, been playing Deadlock. Been playing a little bit of. Actually, have I played Rainbow Six?
That's what I was playing a little bit of Sieging.
But yeah, we just watched the reveal. The boys. We've been kind of tracking the new operator and stuff like that. That's going to be for a future show. But no, just been kind of jumping around, been playing some stuff on the Switch as well. Just been upstairs, kind of trying to get away from the PC a little bit before. I feel like we're in the calm before the storm. Yep. If I'm being honest, like I've been trying to schedule and write down, some of the releases that are coming up that aren't, WARDOGS, Call of Duty, the new Battlefield. And man, there's so much going on right now. I'm getting a little overwhelmed.
That's why the show is so sick because it's like the calm before the storm, but this is like the perfect interview to tide you over.
Oh,
and
perfect.
And
guys,
get more hyped.
Guys, today is a Prox Chat segment. So we're joined today by Joe Brammer, the CEO and the creative behind WARDOGS, which I think everybody on this channel is super psyched for. If you guys are listening to the podcast, the WARDOGS ones usually do really well in terms of the numbers and how many people roll up. So I think there's a lot of people in both of our communities that are super psyched for it. But we're joined by the CEO, Joe Brammer, as well as Mark, who is their senior, It's Mark. Yeah. The senior gameplay designer and CFO for WARDOGS. And we have a conversation more about the business side of things, the finances of what it actually takes to develop a game of this scale. We kind of get into some of their server architecture. We talk a little anti-cheat and really just kind of get into the business and the finances of game development as a whole. It's a great conversation.
So I want to do this though.
Yeah.
Because I want to tease this for the viewers so they stay tuned. What was like your most holy shit moment? Like what would you hear that you were like, wow.
Holy shit, I think in terms of the actual monthly burn rate for things like the server, the back end, and the anti-cheat. I know it's expensive, but seeing it broken down in that way, and granted, we aren't using their numbers. It's a lot of hypotheticals, kind of like industry averages. But yeah, dude, it's fucking expensive to develop video games. Crazy.
Just to see him break that down. So For those of you watching on YouTube, which if you are listening, we highly recommend you watch this video over on Big Fry's channel, because Joe goes into the actual finances, why they chose the price they did, and who all gets a cut, and how much is left over. And it's not at all what you guys think. So it was a pretty surprising breakdown. And if you aren't able to watch it and you are listening, we did get him to do a summary at the end. So all is not lost.
Yeah.
Stick with it. And he broke it down again. That was awesome of him to give a quick summary for the listeners.
Yeah, and I actually think this really only applies to people listening on Apple and Amazon. If you guys are listening on Spotify, the video should be uploaded, so you should be able to watch alongside. But this is definitely one for the visual crowd. You need to see the breakdown. So, dude, I think
that was wild.
Yeah. What about you? What was the eye opening for somebody like you always say, like, oh, I shouldn't be in the conversation, I'm not a game dev. What was eye opening for you as like the gamer consumer side?
Where he talked, well, first off, along the same lines as you, the burn rate of like how much things cost, because in my head as just an idiot gamer, I think server costs, but that's not all. There's all the other stuff. There's the backend, there's the anti-cheat. There was like so many little fees, dude. It's like whenever you look at your cell phone bill and there's like all these little like charges, like convenience fee and like all these fees that they have to pay every single month. It's just mind boggling. And then how he broke down how little money they would make if they did make a skin for $7.99. That was a great one. And they would get like $1 of it at the end of everything. So like all that stuff was super interesting. And then the fact that they have a gunsmith in the game that they paid a lot of money to get co-dev'd. And it's not in the game yet. So
haven't even seen it.
Yeah, we haven't seen. I learned that there's a gunsmith like in there somewhere.
Yeah,
that we don't have access to. Like, there's just it's just a cool ass. It was a cool ass interview, and I'm super honored to be a part of it. It was so cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Listen, if you guys are listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever, leave a 5-star review, and if you guys are here on YouTube, leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. By the time this releases, I think we're going to be getting into the closed beta. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on WARDOGS kind of leaning into the launch here. This was a great fucking interview, great conversation.
Also, real quickly, the coolest part of the interview was that Joe called me a piece of shit.
He did. I think he did it on multiple occasions. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want him to be like a permanent co-host on the show.
Yeah, just keep me in check a little bit.
Just to keep you in check. They keep that big ego in check of yours.
I liked it, yeah.
Guys, without further ado, this is the Prox Chat with Joe Brammer and Mark from Bulkhead.
Guys, welcome to a special segment of the Prox Chat where we are joined by a couple people from Bulkhead, Joe Brammer and Mark. You guys know Joe. He's the executive producer over at Bulkhead. And then we're joined by Mark, who's the senior game director on WARDOGS and CFO of Bulkhead. And I'm guessing, I'm going out on a limb here saying these guys are really, really busy with the game launching into early access September 10th very soon. So we very much appreciate them being here. What we wanted to do in this show is it's a really timely interview. We want to go over the stuff about pricing. We're going to try to tease some stuff apart, get behind the scenes a little bit on why they're doing certain things. This marketing has been awesome from my standpoint. I've talked about in some of my own videos how it's really cool to see the transparency. Some of the things that they're doing, they're kind of controlling the narrative and stuff like that. So we want to get into that as well as the launch itself. So let's kick it off with the first question to Joe. After 1 million wish lists, what's it like to be as rich as Jeff Bezos?
you can't say that in public, man. The tax man's gonna hear it.
Right.
Fucking find me.
And with so many pre-orders, and you even had to cut back like beta invites a little bit. So how does it feel to 1 million wish lists?
So like the wish list thing was a really big goal for us because we had so much negative press around us, right, of Battalion. So we were like, we have got to go big here or go home. The game, we were really confident in the game, right? So there didn't need to be like smoke and mirrors. Like, so whenever we're like, we've run an amazing campaign, this is great, we're like, well, it's a good game. It makes it a lot easier. And maybe definitely not as humble as perhaps saying at times, like, we know the game is fun. We also know that it's not fun for everybody. But I think that the feeling for us is like, this is a real opportunity. And to be honest, like the people who know us better are like, it's it's not a nice place to be in the office for the guys who were on Battalion, right? It's pretty, we are like shitting ourselves because Battalion was a big kind of bust and that was very public. This is bigger by like 6 times now.
Yeah.
So we're like, cool, we'll do that. I think I said to Mark earlier, I was like, maybe you shouldn't come on this because if this goes bad as well, man, you're gonna have to be CEO and I'm gonna have to be someone else because I don't think I can be front and center anymore. So, uh, the younger devs that have worked on the thing, they're like, this is amazing. It's going so well. This is what game devs always like. And then for us, we're like pretty anxious to be honest. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, do you guys ever take any sort of like moment to like just reflect and realize just how much of a comeback this has been for you guys? Like, you got to enjoy it a little bit.
I think we know the game's not out yet, Mark. I imagine. You said
Yeah.
something.
And I think the other thing is also this is only the EA release, so it's not
True.
It's not the full product. There's still a long way to go, and I think probably a lot of players don't realise that. And as you say, the market has been amazing, but I know, especially for me and Joe, the previous project, Battalion, was very tough. It was very personal for us.
Yeah.
A lot of the comments we got were directed at us directly. We were the face of it. So yeah, we've definitely been, I think, in the shadows for a while, and I think you're right. It does feel good. I think when we are doing these posts online, we're doing the marking. It's great to see the positive sentiment.
Yeah. I think you even saw it the other day on your video. You picked up that I tweeted about Vivox going down,
Yeah.
and I remember you could see like the old me coming through, like stressed and wanting to just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, why are you using Vivox if it's shit? And there's a load of like privacy reasons why you have to use it, blah blah blah. But
Okay.
why are you tweeting about Vivox? And like, I've just got to shout at someone because I can't go to the
Yeah.
dev team and be like, why the fuck isn't this working? It's not
Right.
helpful. But then
Yeah.
also now we're in a bit of a public, so yeah, it's I'm just yelling at my toddler about Vivox now. That's the fucking like.
Let me hear it.
Fair enough. So the announcement, I think, went over pretty well with a lot of the community in terms of the pricing. The early access announcement, the hype is insane right now. Walk me through, because we've had a few conversations online, not us, but just in general in the community about the pricing model. $39.99 early access. It's going to eventually shift to $49 and then I think end at the $59.99, $60 price range. Walk me through how you guys got to $39, and then when we jump to $49 throughout development, what's going to be the catalyst for that price increase? Just to clarify for everybody.
Yeah. So just want to clarify something that's really important here is that like part of the being open in marketing stuff, and certainly about this and finance, is pretty scary for us. Like, we're being quite transparent here, and we might get it wrong, and we kind of need that space to fuck it up, right? And talk about ideas, and like that's one of the reasons we're doing this, is because we want to see what the community say about what we have to say. So this is more of a conversation for us than this is how it is. And we have things we can kind of share that people don't usually know. There are kind of two things either end of the scale, though, when it comes to game pricing. I'm going to talk mostly about FPS, right, and mostly action games, let's call it. There are two games either end of the scale. One of them is GTA. $100 is kind of where it really kind of needed to be in terms of spending that much money on making a game. But the other one was Arc Raiders, which was, I believe, $34.99.
34 or 39, one of the two,
something like that. But I think it's in the UK. I think it's £37. So it is a bit lower than WARDOGS in some capacity. But the problem is that one of the games of the year, Arc Raiders, has come in. They were too cheap, and the reason they're too cheap, and this happened at a lot of places, is that if you think the first game, the finals, great game. I loved it. Really, really, really fucking cool. But the amount of money it costs to run a studio in Sweden after you've taken millions and millions, like hundreds of millions in dev financing from big Chinese publishers. I think it's Nexon or someone.
Yeah, Nexon, yep.
Yeah, you're pretty fucking nervous about earning it back.
Yep.
And this is your last shot. So you go, oh, do we go here or do we go here? And they underpriced what it was. And what that did to the industry is the games like us, where we're not spending 150, 200 million on a game, 100, I think Arc Raiders around there.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, well, if Arc Raiders is here, then you should be here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how business works. That's just that that's a race to the bottom. And that means we get less
games. It's like real estate, comparable property.
Exactly. And the thing that GTA 6 is $100 is a lot for a game for people.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll sit here until I'm blue in the face and say, like, the amount you get out of the amount of hours you spend on that and what you get is obviously really valuable. But what it would have done is it would have kind of moved that ceiling so that we had this room to move. And I think people think that it's greed. It's not. It's like if everyone's country has raised prices somewhere, that has an effect on the workforce, on the price of making things, and it all ends up getting pushed to the consumer. Otherwise, we can't do it. So it's a really boring answer, but like these two games for us have squashed us in, and we had to be quite, in my view, business brave and go, yeah, we're going to be this level. We're going to be the same or a bit more than Arc Raiders, but that's because Arc Raiders, in my view, fucked up, and they should have been $50 game. But it's great for consumers. Very happy for them. Very happy it went well. But they needed 7 million, 5 million units to make it viable, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, interesting. So, moving to 49, what's going to be like when you guys are in development and you hit that milestone? What then shifts that price up?
That's a good question. I mean, to be totally honest, the weird thing was because we had this whole game designed, and then we went, you know what, we're going to kind of cut it down because this is going to cost millions to make.
Yeah.
The game design is very, very strong because we had to go to publishers and prove this game end to end. So what we're not doing now is scrambling, going, oh, what are we going to make? What are we going to do? We know people bring up problems in the economy, and we're like, we've got the answer, but we have to build this new thing in the metagame. Mark,
we have a lot of stuff that we've built over the years that just didn't make it to this polished stage that we needed for this release.
We have a whole Gunsmith. There's a whole Gunsmith,
and it's one of our most expensive, costly parts of our game, and it's just not in there.
Yeah, Mark's not happy with that.
Yeah, and I think actually what some good context as well is over the years, WARDOGS wasn't always a premium game. Like it took years of debating with publishers about whether this was going to be a free-to-play game with a monetization system or it was going to be a premium title. And we were always on the side that we wanted it to be an upfront cost, and then everything else comes arguably free once it hits that top tier. But you can see by the publisher, which we won't name, where the region they're from, they like those kind of monetization models where you just keep spending, and that wasn't really what we wanted for the game. And with that comes its own issues.
That ties into a question. Like I really relish this opportunity to get this information and bridge this gap between studios and gamers. I'm really interested to know in the pricing and how I just don't know how these things work with publishers. Do they have the final say in the price, or is it up to you guys to come up with a price to like? Or do you have the final say in it?
Like every game's different, right? I wish I could give straight answers to everything, but
this is a scary topic.
I'm sorry.
So
I genuinely don't know.
So there's no. Please, you can ask all the tough questions.
We'll do our best to answer.
But yeah,
sure.
We'll do our best to not get in trouble tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's
you
probably
might have to talk to legal in the morning. We'll see.
But basically, so in our situation specifically, teams, we have a lot of power. Right, Team 17, who are our publisher, they own 20% of the company. When we kind of left when we bought the company back, we used them as an investor and said buy 20%, blah blah. But they know that we're like, they kind of bought into us as like their FPS arm. They have other shooters. Can you help us with them? This is your FPS arm. Now we haven't done that yet. Just because we have not worked on Hell Let Loose Vietnam, but there's a partnership there. And the thing is that when we come and say we think this game is worth $39.99, here's why, they listen.
Gotcha.
Like, because we're the FPS guys in that space.
Yeah.
We wouldn't go to them and tell them how to price fucking Worms.
Right.
So there's a mutual respect. Now, if you're a big publisher who's put $100 million in the game,
Yeah.
you're probably going to decide. So those sort of numbers are not on the line with War Dogs. But what I would say is that to talk about the free-to-play model, imagine, you've made your own game.
Mhm.
Imagine someone says, I'll give you $2 million to make the game the way you want it,
Yeah.
or I'll give you $100 million to make the game free-to-play.
Yeah.
And what happened in the pandemic and around that time with all the boom, everyone was saying, I want a free-to-play game, I'll give you $100 million to do it. So all the devs went, fuck it, we'll do it and get paid for 5 years.
Right.
And then you
Right.
get games, and I don't mean this, I do not know the details of this game, but you get games like, what's the game where the art style came out and no one knew what it was, and I'm not talking about the Bungie one.
High Guard.
High Guard.
High Guard.
And you get High Guard, and
Yeah.
they go, oh, we're X Riot, so we must be good. But that's not really how that works. And then all of a sudden, someone has just spaffed $100 million into nothing.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. Whereas we kind of we wanted less money
Right.
because we have to earn it back. So
Yeah. No. Exactly.
I think that's actually the last point, is to regain that amount of money, that amount of investment for a free-to-play model is absurd.
It makes me cringe just thinking about it.
Yeah.
There's just no way I couldn't sleep at night. So some critics, not us, of course, not us. Some critics have said that when they're making comparisons to the War Dogs pricing model, Squad, Hell Let Loose are very similarly priced, and Squad obviously went through their own early access, and now they're sitting at around the same price as you guys as a full release. How would you respond to something like that and explain? Well, I mean, you guys kind of explained what went into the pricing already, but how would you respond to the comparisons that people are making to other finished products on the market?
So what was it? Use Squad, and what was the other example?
Hell Let Loose.
Okay, so similarly to Battalion, those two games.
Yeah.
So Battalion failed; those two didn't. And but in reality, what happened was, in all those situations, the teams were 10 to 20 passionate guys who bootstrapped, and they spent no money. They basically publisher gave them $200,000, or they worked in their evenings, and it was like proper bootstrapped indie project. So their total overheads were like $1 million, right?
Yeah.
And then they came out and they made loads of money, so they're instantly in profit. That's why we used to say War Dogs Battalion's a success. Yeah, because we got paid minimum wage and barely ate for 3 years, and we made $2 million. Yeah, but that's not viable if you pay anyone a reasonable salary. So ours was like a fake financial success, not real.
Gotcha.
And we just plowed it back into the game anyway. Whereas these other games, when you look at why they price like that, well, what they're actually struggling with is, why don't you see Squad 2? Or making games like we make, it's very difficult to do. You didn't hear from us for 5-6 years because we were licking our wounds and working on our shit, right? That's what we were doing, was focusing. And that's why those games can price like that. But the sequels, none of them can figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, well, we're going to make... The risks are way bigger now. I don't want to take a big risk.
Right.
And these studios, if you think about the publishers that own these games, right? They're used to funding games that are $500,000 max. And then all of a sudden, to make a game like Squad with all of its systems from scratch, right?
Right.
You're going to spend 12 to 20 million, or build it over years. So it's not representative. It feels unfair as a player, but it's just not that black and white. So that's why our answer is, don't fucking buy it then. Keep playing Squad.
Yep.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
fair.
But this is what it costs us to make it. I can't change that.
Well, I think, it's funny. Crash wrote this question down, and as you were kind of explaining it, I also realized Squad and Hell Let Loose both were bootstrapped via Kickstarter.
Yep.
So they had the 6 years of people complaining through early access and buying in it at the ground floor. You know, it's a hard comparison to make when you guys are coming out and you're saying in 2 years you're going to be done this game. It's not squad in terms of a development timeline. You guys have actually put the work in up front to give us, granted we are going to early access, but I would say, and I think a lot of people would agree, it's a pretty polished early access product compared to some of the shit we've been getting. So,
and that's what we'd say, like, right, it's, if you actually look at Squad as a release, or Hella Loose, like, you remember those games when they came out. They were not, like, they were early access.
Yeah.
And playing War Dogs, you get what you fucking pay for.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's perfect, you know. It's still an early access game, but we're respecting people's money and time. And we're not using you as QA testers. We're using you at best as scale testers, right, to help us scale up and for feedback and design feedback and that kind of thing. But not for like rudimentary basics. But so like that bootstrapping thing often gets missed. But if you're just a consumer, you wouldn't know any better. And we know those teams very well, and we went to actually the Hella Loose guys, the original guys who are now making Hunger. Which you really enjoyed, didn't you?
Yeah.
They were the first people to play War Dogs. I rang Max and said, "Hey, your stuff's so good. Can you guys come and play?" And they gave us all this feedback, and they were like, "Oh my god, this War Dogs is great." And that was when we started to feel confident, right? And that's after we released the first trailer. We started seeing the hype and went, "We need to show people."
Yeah. But
the Squad guys, we flew to Vancouver to visit them because they're based there, and we were walking. Is it Squamish? We went for a hike up there, and they were like, we were in the car, and they were like, we play this game called Armor King of the Hill, and we're like, we fucking love that game. Like, and we're on the car on the way back to Vancouver, and we're like, we should make this game. And then it was like 4 years later we started working on it. So it was the Squad guys who were talking to us about it, and we were like,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. I'm going to gloss over the fact that Fry threw me under the bus for that last question. I
just mentioned because
we'll sort it out later, bud. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. All right, yeah, good.
I'm going to take it out back. So along these same lines, what's an expense? And I feel like server cost is like low-hanging fruit on this question. You can take that out if you want to, but what's an expense that the average gamer doesn't realize that costs a ton to operate? That would be like surprising.
You want to do
like you mentioned the Gunsmith.
Wow.
Well, Gunsmith is kind of that's a bucket.
I'm gonna say Codev. You do yours. I'm saying Codev.
Codev is quite a broad answer.
No, you do yours. I'm saying Codev.
Yeah, my thing is like it is kind of in the vein of server hosting, right? That is a very obvious low-hanging fruit, but anti-cheat is actually a pretty big one, and something especially for.
Please be careful about what you say, because the next question is.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I know that.
Deleting that one.
But it's like it is an intense cost to get a working good anti-cheat. That is, and it's because it also, depending on what services you use. Not saying that these are ones that we do use. They do work based on the players that are active on the game at that time. So it is a user cost. It's every hour. It's taking data. It's very similar to servers in that the costs can rack up. So fortunately, for stuff that we're doing, we have managed to get some decent deals with it, but it's still very costly.
Yeah, and we'll coming back to anti-cheat in a minute, but like what people don't realize is like let's say we want to hire we don't want to just expand and hire individuals forever because that's just unsustainable and redundancies. That's how that happens. Right. So you contract out some things for 6 months, 12 months, and so we had a team make the Gunsmith for us, and it's literally sat in War Dogs. You can open the Gunsmith, and we just don't have enough. So what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to change out components. So you know how at the moment you unlock attachments. So you unlock attachments in the session. But out of the session, you unlock components, and you can like swap out the furniture on an AK and that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
So that's what you then spend your like cash outside of the game on, and so the progression trees are a lot longer than it looks. But point being that to make that, we pay per head. I think it was something like $13,000, probably about $15,000 mark per head, and they put like 10 people on it per month.
per month. The thing actually about Code Evan, I'm sure Joe will probably speak more on it, is that the way that a lot of these arrangements works, and it's something that we've had to understand and do a lot more of the more we grew and the more we made this project. It wasn't as prevalent on Battalion.
Yeah.
The way that model works is it's upselling. You speak to a code dev, and it's hard to trust them because they all do this kind of same thing where they'll upsell you. You've got this great team, senior programmers, principal programmers. We're ready to make what you want. And then if you don't get like a named contract, suddenly the juniors just start coming in, and you're paying 15k a head for someone who's a junior level. And if you're not doing the research, it's really difficult.
Gotcha.
But just to understand that scale, right? 15k per head, 10 people, $15,000 each per month, paying $150,000. It takes, 6 months to make this Gunsmith. That's expensive if you think about the budget of a game like Bellum. That's up and coming and making something really cool, right? They're not doing that. And they're doing a pretty fucking good job.
Yeah.
But like the standards we have, like we had no choice to like the best thing that happened to us was Battalion, right? Like that punishment was like we put ourselves into this hole and we're like, we have to be really fucking good, and the standards are way higher than everyone else holds themselves to, and then we accidentally became really talented. And when I say we, I don't mean me, just to be clear. Like we have an amazing team that we said, like, I'm telling you, if you don't do this well, it's going to go really badly. Like, we know. And I think we just kind of scared them into how good it has to be through our own anxieties. And that bit has worked. But yeah, the cost of codev and using these studios is insane.
Yeah. So I always say I think going through it on my end, just at a smaller scale, made me really realize how expensive game development actually is. Now, you said before we get into this, you brought a spreadsheet and you wanted to go through some things, and I think this would probably be the best time, because I think you're going to try to break down at a high level what it actually costs to make a video game.
I think people don't realize how little of the money gets to the developer of the game, and I think you'd be horrified when you see how much other people get. And I'm not talking about the publisher. So WARDOGS costs $39.99, right? Regional tax, it works different all over the world. US has a completely different way of doing it to everyone else, but generally I think if we use 19% as a number, that should work. So if I've got 19% there, and then the platform take 30%.
Which I think is actually a pretty good point just to touch on, is that this platform cut is, obviously we're talking about Steam here, which is the reason why some titles, Tarkov is a great example of this, that opted to not use Steam for such a long period of time on their own launcher, because one, they're not paying these fees, and two, they don't have the problem of player numbers being public. Epic, obviously trying to pull games over there, lower fees, that's, but you don't get as much,
And before we go in on Steam, like, they undeniably have a great platform, so they have to be. It is worth something, but so straight away off the bat, $7.60 is going away. That's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Steam take 30%. Now this gets a bit complicated. Once you sell like a few million units, it goes down to 20%. And but at this point, it doesn't matter. It should be the other way around in many ways. Like help the smaller guys out, right?
Right.
But platform cut 30%. So immediately, we've lost $17 from a $39 price point.
Without doing a fucking thing on your end.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything. I just sold the game, right? And we're the ones in debt. Valve aren't in debt, right? And they're taking a regional tax. Okay, I don't want to get into debating tax here, but we've just started a company, spread a load of people across it, paid them. They're paying tax. We're paying you. Like, how many times are we gonna get fucked by the same system? Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. And then a CEO goes on podcast, says taxes don't. Right. But okay, so units sold. Let's say we sell 1 million units. We're just gonna assume in 1 month, this is great, right? 1 million units, that's a lot. So $22 million, $22.5 million, we sell 1 million units, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 million players. Let's take 25% of them. So 25% of the million will be a daily active user, right?
Yeah.
So we'll times that by 25. There we go, 250k. So then of that 25%, right, the peak concurrent will be about 30% of that. And
Right.
this is something players do not realize, right? They say like you know where we say we're going to have 3 to 5,000 players concurrent after a few months, right? We can see how I think it's probably a bit higher now, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Like we have performed higher than we expected to, but a million players, a million units sold a month, 75,000 concurrent players. Like that's the number. That's how many players to be online at the same time, the same playing. Like it's not that many. So of that, now we can calculate the server cost. So we usually do around $1 per user per month.
Okay.
Right. So you usually have to take MAU, but we're just going to do it on units sold for now and assume that all of those guys are not units sold. Where am I doing that on?
That's
$1 is a really good
middle.
$1's a really good middle ground, but then it very heavily depends on like your game and how many how intense it is. Ours is a very intense game, so this is a great.
I'm actually lower.
So do you think you guys are undershooting on that dollar?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Gotcha.
Quite
all right.
We have quite an intense server, obviously, as you can see, of how much is in the game in terms of the physics threads and all that stuff. So ours is higher than your average game.
Oh yeah. When we brag about having like these amazing like helicopter physics, right? And the reviews around helicopters are great. People like them.
Yeah.
But there's a reason Battlefield don't do that. They're not technically incapable. Like that's not the reason. Right. So that that's the physics cost that WARDOGS takes is like in all our ballistics we showed off and we were quite proud of it. But you made a comment that was very funny and true of like I've seen every game now show the same diagrams and we're like, or go to the same gun ranges and we're like, yep. And if we didn't do it, we would look worse. But yeah, for sure, like we've all done it. But that the calculation that's happening on the server is expensive.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's
so this figure is probably more appropriate, and I think just a last very quick thing is like you have two different types of servers. You have the bare metal servers, which is your physical servers. That's cheaper, or you have your cloud to scale really quickly for a game like us, and other games that need to get servers up quick.
Right.
Cloud is the one. It is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's dependent by game on that as well.
Yeah. Gotcha. So then our backend cost. Now, Mark, I've just done this on a per user basis again, but 30 cents per user per month.
Well, I don't want to talk about specifically our figures. Ours is a little bit lower than this, but it's.
Oh, well, then let's just go a lot lower and just do it on a bit of an average then, something like that. We'll do another 150. How about that? Then there's infrastructure. So this is stuff like we're gathering all this data on you guys, right? Like, and to be clear, we obfuscate your name. It's not saying Bigfry, but I can see how many fucking kills you got because I checked.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will tell you, actually, there was a very big, famous, let's just say influencer, came to play the game and had a great time and then played again and had a terrible time. And they were like, I didn't enjoy it. You got to fix this balancing issue. And you go and look at their stats and you're like, it's a fucking balancing issue. Like
you
didn't buy a bandage. You didn't buy a bandage either. Like, I was like, so like, we have an insane telemetry system, and
so you guys built all this tooling like on your own, eh? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't want to
like the back end for this game would be insane because that's just for the listeners. That's what keeps track of like your persistence, right? And like your account has this much money, you have this much stuff unlocked.
So that's another thing you look at. Why is Squad and Hell Let Loose not as expensive? Squad and Hell Let Loose have no backend.
Yeah,
there's no one tracking a number. They have to. Yeah, there's none of that, right? Yeah. That is a huge cost, and you've heard our plans for WARDOGS, right? So. Although it might seem like right now it kind of feels like all we're tracking is cash, that isn't the case. So I'll give you a little drop here. One of the first things we're going to add to WARDOGS is, and Mark actually pushed this system, is skills. So you revive more
Yeah.
you get skill points. You can improve your reviving to be faster at reviving. We've talked about this before, right? Was it based on RuneScape's system?
Yeah, there's a
Mark, originally?
RuneScape. Yeah. My love for RuneScape will come alive again.
Oh yeah.
Separate story in a second, but the RuneScape founder just bought a house across. I can fucking see his house.
That's
It's
sick.
above mine. Shit house. Anyway, what we're gonna do though is we are tracking all of your actions already. So whilst you're not able to unlock the skills bit yet, because there's a lot of UI work to do, when it does come in, if you've been playing as a medic lots or whatever, that's being tracked right now. You're going to get those skill points.
Oh, cool.
So you're playing a persistent game. We just don't surface that to you right now, which sucks.
Right.
But it's, hey, you're not wasting your time. That's what we kept saying. We're not going to, we respect your time.
Yeah.
But that's a cost, right? That's an expensive thing that Squad does not have to do. Bellum, your game, like you haven't had to do that. And Battalion had to do it a little bit, and we didn't really, right?
Right.
And it fucking crashed. So we pay quite a lot. And one of the reasons we pay quite a lot on this, right? And Mark's being coy about it, is because we do pay quite a lot because we contract some of that out. And we have to hire these people. And an interesting bit for you is some of the people who work on this stuff on back-end infrastructure, right? We're not competing with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We are, but not really. We're competing with Bank of America because you could make triple what you make in the games industry, but working at Bank of America on like back-end infrastructure.
Yeah.
So trying to get those guys is like getting 6 gameplay engineers. So yeah, that's like Squad couldn't do that. You'd have to. We're lucky. We have 1 or 2 guys. So yeah, that's a big expense. Then infrastructure itself, talk about telemetry and tracking data.
Yeah.
10. Mark, 10 cents a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, per DAU. Anti-cheat, and we'll come back to this. I know you're fucking itching to ask me.
Oh yeah.
It's a different topic. But I'm gonna put in $1, a bit less, 50 cents, 30 cents.
Yeah, and I think that
realistic.
number specifically is something that players don't think about at all when
I
anti-cheat
didn't.
is in the conversation, right?
We have a very complicated setup that we're not going to go into right now.
Yeah,
But, like,
I don't honestly, I don't want you to.
Yeah, 'cause I want it to work, so don't.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
That's why there's no fancy vlog about it. Like,
Yeah.
The only thing
Exactly.
I really want is if you catch some of the cheaters, I want you to put me in a room with them for about 5 minutes.
dude, that was. We'll talk about it later. There's like we got some stories
We'll
from
work
Alpha.
offline.
Alpha was fun.
But sorry, I don't know if I'm able to show this spreadsheet. I hope it's actually.
Yeah,
gonna
you are. No,
record,
this
but-
is all you can.
Okay. So that number there, the 22,274,330, that's the cost, or is it 400?
Sorry,
no,
no.
400K is the cost.
This is from This is
Gotcha.
No, so this is gross revenue.
Right.
So this is now what we call net revenue.
Yeah.
Of
Wow, that's not even
fees
net.
and infrastructure.
Yeah, that's just fees and infrastructure. 'cause
So
that's
now
the-
that basically this is where the publisher now
Right.
gets some money.
Yeah.
So if I just change this to 1 unit and delete these for a second. Oh no, I didn't need to. Of the $39, the publisher is coming to our realm. $22.
Yeah.
So that's the reality of what's coming down. So once we get to the publisher, right, they've got before, and this is a standard thing, our models are always a bit different.
Yeah.
We can swing a little bit bigger, but the publisher is going to recoup 100% of their investment before you see a dime.
Right.
So let's put their investment in around 10 million. God damn it. 10 million.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now the available money just went down to 12 million because they've taken it out. It's gone. You never see it.
Right.
Their investment's safe. And that's just the standard way it works. The money people usually set the terms, right?
Yeah.
So then we take the publisher cut. So this is always changing, and there's different deals all over the world, right? There's scaling deals, but I think one thing we'll see more of in the future is 50-50 deals.
Yep.
So I think we use that. And then you go, okay, so the publisher's made $6 million off 1 million units sold.
Right.
Right? In 1 month. So now, and only now, do we get to BULKHEAD's bit and the developer's bit of money.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 6 million here, right? This is the bit that's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
UE5, oh, you know.
Oh, yeah.
UE5 take 5%
Yep.
of gross revenue
Yeah.
of this one
they take
after
the cut.
tax
Yeah.
before Steam.
Yep.
They take 5% of $32.
Yep.
So they take 5% of gross revenue from the net revenue.
More than gross because
No.
it's before
Like-
Steam's cut.
but it's,
like
I guess
they
There's a
take
bunch-
5% of essentially the sale price. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, pretty much. The more or less the RRP without taxes. But
Yeah.
so if we go back to 1 unit and I drop this out the way,
Oh yeah.
they're getting $1 on every game, every
Come on,
copy
Tim.
sold. You know.
Now that
hey,
changes-
again,
that-
they've
that-
made an engine.
UE5 scales when you I can't remember what the dollar values are, but it's if you sell, is it $1 million it goes to something else and then 10 doesn't they have
I'll be honest. A lot of companies at our scale and that kind of thing have bespoke deals, and they're
Yeah.
public about that. So it's
Makes
not
sense.
like
Gotcha.
but like it's also requires an upfront fee and a lot of
Yeah.
complicated things. So 5% is a good way to just go.
Yeah.
Roughly,
Makes sense.
that's the case. And a game like Squad and again Bellum and your game,
Yeah.
they're going to be paying 5%.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a publisher can come in and help save you money by negotiating those deals for you.
Right.
On a bulk deal kind of thing, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe we've got 6 games using Unreal Engine, let us have all of them in there.
Right.
So that's the way they work. And but then we're from that 22 million, we're down to 5 million.
Yeah.
But we had to fund the game as well, and to get it, nobody signs a game these days without a prototype. So you got to make a prototype. So we got to get some funding from somewhere. Let's say we have some money in the bank. We did a bit of codev after Battalion, right? Worked on some FPS stuff. Let's say we spend. In fact, I'll do it. We have to go get a loan just from a bank or something for $2 million. What they do is they say we're going to take 20% of your profits though for a few years.
Yeah.
Right? For a year, 12 months, something like that. And then let's say our total investment here was, let's just call it 2.5 million. That's crazy. So at the end of that, you got $1.5 million from $1 million, a million units sold.
Yep.
A million units sold.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Right.
Wait, but then our burn rate,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, our burn rate.
Not
So
our burn
if we
rate.
charge
A burn rate.
$9,000?
Yeah. Yes, we have to clarify. These
this is
numbers
all
are
super
not
obfuscated.
Bulkhead's numbers. Yes.
I mean,
Hypotheticals.
they're definitely obfuscated, but like, I mean, it is a law of averages. You go to any game studio in the UK,
Yeah.
it's not going to be miles off. Like,
Right.
that's just what it costs to make games. Like,
Yeah.
we can tell you what a budget for a game is, more or less. The trick is knowing how many contractors they use and outsourcers,
Right.
because they triple the price. So let's assume it's a 50-50 split. So the publisher and the dev go, Bigfry's made a video saying, but where's the fucking content? And we go, shit, we've got to spend our $1 million
Right.
on making a game. So let's put 50 developers on it. Oh, cool, we're broke again. Now, this doesn't take into account a couple of things. It doesn't take into account the fact that we sold... This was month 1. We sold
Right.
another few 100,000 the next month, and
Yeah.
it goes up. But even then, it's not loads. And what we're kind of saying is, like, the people never understand big numbers, right?
Yeah.
In politics, they don't. But, like, 1 million units, they're rich. I'm not buying a fucking Ferrari. I'm like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, and you know
Yeah.
what I've got to do? My devs who've crunched for the last 6 months, when we bought the company back, we gave 50% of them shares in the company, right? We
Right.
gave up a load of stock and said, we're going to give you guys shares, you deserve it. But we need to bonus them, because they
Yeah.
need to just go to their partners and say, let's go on a really nice vacation, or let's buy a house. We need to bonus them $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, like not even
Right.
that much. And that starts eating into our money. So, like, this looks like a doom and gloom scenario,
Right.
but we manage this very well, right? And we plan this and we forecast it. So this is why when people say to us, or even Battlefield, right? Remember when Battlefield made all those redundancies just after the release?
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, the teams they made redundant, they were all of the post-release content. Because
Yeah.
they went, no one's going to play the game, doesn't matter, kill it. Save millions. But for us, when you say, we need a new weapon, we need a new map, we need a new vehicle, we know it's not going to have a material impact. And it's
Right.
we're going to chase down a hole. And that's what we did with Battalion. We
Yeah.
threw everything in trying to fix the problem instead of building the core and the right things.
Yeah.
And that's why we have a content problem, because at 1.0 we won't have a content problem. We'll have an amazing game with loads of replayability, but it's going to take us a while to get there.
Right.
But anyway, that's the naked.
Could you
Yeah.
could you quickly, in the spirit of some of these people are gonna listen on audio? Could you,
Yeah.
because I think you do a better job at it than I would. Can you just do like a quick run through of like
Yeah, so
the numbers here for the
so
people
straight
listening?
away, $39.99 we charge them for the game. We're going to take $7.60 off for tax, so we're down to $32, and then we're going to take 30% of that as a platform cut, so that takes us down to $22.67. So just from the 39, we're straight down to $22. Then we're going to spend 150 grand in the first month on servers, 150k in backend, 25 grand in infrastructure, 75 grand in anti-cheat. That's 400,000 just on operating costs. Then we're going to kind of end up with $22 million of the pot of money for the publisher to kind of come and take out, right? The problem is the deal says, oh, they get to recoup 100% of the money. That's pretty standard. So they get their $10 million investment, and to be clear, WARDOGS cost more than that, but here's their $10 million investment, they get it back, so now there's only $12 million left. After that, there's 50-50 split, the devs take 50%, the publisher takes 50%, and the publisher has a happy $6 million they can spend. But the devs, and often the case with the IP holder, because that's an important thing, we hold the IP, which makes our company more valuable, but not as cash rich. We then have to pay $1 million to Epic for Unreal Engine. We have to pay a bit of percentage to the bank who we loan money from, and we then get to make our money back. So our profit sits at 1.5 million, and that's the reality.
And then that's gonna lean forward into your burn rate going on to the next few months. And then,
exactly.
Yeah.
And we're, you're spending a few $100,000 a month,
Yeah.
supporting the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only benefit thing that we have that is missing from this, which is a very boring finance thing, but I thought I'd add it because often it does give us quite a bit of chunk of money, is tax relief stuff. I know that every country kind of has that. We have a pretty decent one in the UK. The new one's called VJEC, so you basically get to claim back 80% of like the expenditure that you use in the UK.
Okay.
So on a game that's, just say it's 20 million budget, if 80% of that's in the UK, you do get quite a lot back if it qualifies. But the problem is it takes a year. You don't get it to the next tax year. So we're receiving money now from last year's claims. So it's all takes a while.
And it's good. It helps us, right? But we budget. So when we're like, we've got no money, we're like, no, we know we've got a shitload of money coming in.
And that's that as well. Like, there's just these very boring things. The money kind of, when people are like, how do you have money? Or even employees, they don't really understand like how the company stays afloat, because we're not constantly getting an influx of cash. It is coming from these, credits, so this tax stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we project how many units we're going to sell, right? And then we work to that. And we tell the devs, if we don't do this, we make redundancies. And you don't be fucking surprised. We're in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully that's really useful. Like, hopefully I don't get fired. But we have a 3-person finance team at Bulkhead. So like, we're not indie. We love to pretend to be. We were indie. We're not AAA. We just cannot be that standard.
Yeah.
But we are in this triple I or double A category where we should be held to a higher standard than indies, but for sure.
Right.
And that's why I think the 39 price tag, the 49 price tag is like, that's where it should be. Going back to the original question of, our grade is undersold.
Right. Yeah, they underprice themselves. One thing I noticed you didn't put in there is $300,000 for a trailer at an award show. Where does that fit into the spreadsheet?
It actually sits in the publisher recoup.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But if you think about all of our marketing costs, like what we did, that was very unusual, was we have a film crew in the office full time, and for 4 years we've had a Netflix approved film crew following us around. So when it came to trailer time, we were like, we know what we're doing. So our marketing cost is actually quite low because we just pay for a camera team and sit in front of them and tell you the truth. And then instead of spending millions making trailers, and this stuff costs money, we spent time making a film tool in the game that we will one day release to players. That's why when the gameplay looks really good, because it is just gameplay, and the film crew are in a spectator mode, just filming.
Now, with the film crew, is there ever going to be some sort of documentary put out or anything like that with all the footage that they've gathered?
It is tied up in legal. We had a meeting with Netflix this summer. I don't mind saying what they said because it was very funny. We sent them all this footage and we're like, look, this thing became like redundancies, a murder scene. Our office had an explosion at one point. Like, there's people crying in it. Like, it is a fucking story. And when we show Netflix, they're like, this is really cool, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, generally these days for documentaries, if there isn't a woman being murdered in it, we won't sign it. we were like, well, still time, man.
Game's not out yet.
But no, so
it could be you.
But I think in reality, right, we're gonna release it, but we have to, because there's a lot of sensitive stuff in there. We don't want to get sued, so it's with our lawyers at the moment. But there's I think it's like 400 days worth of footage or something.
That's cool.
Like literally days of footage. So
jeez,
we're gonna release it for 1.0. We think 1.0. We're gonna have a whole series on YouTube where you can watch the whole thing.
Cool. That would be sweet. The reason why I wanted you to buzz out the spreadsheet now is because my next question. You committed to never charging in-game money for things like gold bars, skins. You guys are very clear on your microtransaction stance. Seeing these numbers and how, potentially razor thin it could get, do you think that there could eventually be pressure from your publishers, Team 17, investors, or even just trying to balance the budgets where you might have backed yourselves into a corner by definitively saying that
no
you will...
skins thing feels like a back.
It's bold. It's bold. And then seeing the numbers break down, I don't know how you could confidently commit to that.
Let's break them down again. Oh, because it's easy. I can break them down and tell you this is the easiest one. The publishers always ask for skins, and you show them, and you go, actually, there's no point. You'll see less and less skins in games these days being charged for because it doesn't make money. Gotcha. When players say to me, just charge for skins, it'll make money. They're wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never looked at it. They've never tried to do the maths on it. It doesn't make money. But just a reminder of this, though. This is the point where we've now broke even. We've made $1 million. So from this point, in this scenario, the developer would be to the moon, right? Because you've paid back all the loans. So by the time you do, let's say you do 2 million units, you're getting up to 9 million, and you're starting to make some real money. And the value of the company as well, like, because this is where you get into really boring Silicon Valley stuff. You have 9 million in the bank, but you've got $100 million of value, and like, so it's not as black and white as that. Okay. Anyway, what if we go to? I actually did it here. How much you paying for a skin? Pick
which
a number.
Game?
Which game? Yeah. I mean,
COD, they're like $20-$30. ABI, they're like
but so you'll never be able to. Yeah, and for me, I remember when Valorant came out with really expensive skins, people hated it. I was like, I know where they've done that. So that's where that's gone now, right? A game our size could never do that. Right? So
this audience would lose it for $100 skin, like.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna say $7.99.
I was gonna say anywhere between 5 to 10.
Yeah, set right in the middle, right? So then straight away we're gonna do the store cut, which is equals this times 0.3. So nope. So they take 30%. So we're already down to $5.
Yeah.
And then for ourselves, blah 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 blah. So then the publisher takes 50%.
And then Nicki Minaj would have to get her cut.
Yeah, right.
So then you've got a split here. And some games, right, they'll go, we'll take 50-50 on the premium part, but then you can have 70% of the monetization. Like that's
Right.
not an uncommon deal.
Yeah.
You'd never do it here, but
Right.
so you got $8, you come down to $3 each. Then let's just do units. So of 1 million players, or in
Yeah.
fact, what average do you think? How many players do you think buy skins per season? Let's call it a season. How many players
Per
do you think are buying a
season?
skin?
I mean, it's got to be less than
10%.
5%.
It's probably about, on a good game,
Yeah.
3%.
That's
Yeah.
a very good guess, though. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you said so
Yeah,
low.
it
Actually,
was a good
That's
guess.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's the whales that are spending, because the ones who are spending a shit ton, right? Like that's usually how it works.
So just general number. Fuck a duck. So you get 1 million users.
Yeah.
Then we take this times. I'm being generous here, by the way. So times 0.03.
Yeah.
So that's 30,000. Okay. 30,000 players. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this number for Bulkhead, right? So the dev. We're going to multiply it by the amount of players. $83,000? No way, Jiminy Cricket. We can pay our server bill. Yay! Like half of our server bill. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, why did we
Right.
waste our time with all that bad press, time making the
Right.
skins, time building the systems, the security for it all, because people can steal that shit.
Yeah.
Like, we have to. Yeah, we're not including the fact that we probably have to pay a payment provider something as well. Like,
Right.
why the fuck would we? It doesn't work. So, just buy skin. Just sell skins, you'll make money. No, you won't, because you don't buy it.
Because I said that. That's on me.
Like,
Dude, I honestly can't think of another monetization method to sustain you guys that people don't.
you went in on my monetization method, you piece of shit. Like,
First off, you don't say that. Second off, dude, it's gonna piss everybody off, man. Like saying
will.
that there's a subscription, like.
but I
don't
didn't
know.
say it was a subscription.
You floated the idea.
You
Yeah.
floated
the
Okay.
idea.
And catch me up on the subscription thing, because
So-
I've heard multiple things about it now. What the fuck's going on?
So it's me personally, to be honest, from my position, and hey, I think there's something here. It's not. No one else at Bulkhead thinks it's a good idea.
Okay.
To be clear, no one. Like,
Sure.
this is purely me. I think I pitched it to our publisher, and they were like, that's risky. I don't think anyone's gonna like it. I'm not saying they're gonna like it. I'm saying that I think we could deliver a better value proposition, to use a boring phrase, for players in a subscription model, where actually they get more for it. Now, I don't know what that is right now, but you look at our costs, right? Let's take Counter-Strike players, right? They have a subscription model already, Counter-Strike players, because you know what they want? They want more expensive servers that run 100,
Yeah.
120 tick mark?
Yeah.
Is that what they want? Yeah, they want
Yeah,
120 tick servers. So what do? They go to Face It. They
Yep.
subscribe. And they get 120 tick servers. They get injected kernel level anti-cheat.
Yep.
And they get a load of competitions and a load of other stuff. They get skin drop, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it works really well for that portion of the community. And everyone else that plays Counter-Strike doesn't fucking have to do it.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, what if we were able to do, because the reason Call of Duty has lower quality servers is because it's expensive. So what if we were able to go, okay, you can have better servers, but also we can get this better anti-cheat system that we can't really afford to run the game on. But if you kind of contribute to it, you can play on those servers where you're protected. Kind
Right.
of thing. That was the idea. But then aside from that, you get all this stuff in the metagame. So we don't want to monetize gold bars, skins, right? Definitely not cash, breaks the system. But I think being able to monetize things like, we have another currency that we'll bring to the game in the future called
Okay.
Intel, that you use for some of the different parts of the metagame, and going, you get almost like boosters kind of
Okay.
thing. And obviously, the second this goes on YouTube, people can be like, oh my god, he's fucking adding boosters, he's
Yeah,
coming to
we're
kill
getting,
us.
getting into
Pay to
mobile.
win.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pay to
mobile,
win.
multiple currencies.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
get it.
that's not like that, isn't it? Like, that's not what we're saying. We can't do that. We
Okay.
can't break the economy because you'll all quit the game. We
Right.
know that. Like, But like, so we're trying to find the balance, and my view, which I'm not the most humble guy, but like my view is that if we are open with you guys and you tell us it's bad,
Yeah.
let's have that fucking conversation, because
Right,
this
yeah.
isn't working, guys.
Yeah.
Game studios are closing. You've got no games you're happy with. The
Right.
quality of them is shit. Like, you think you're overpaying for shit quality. This isn't working. And then, you know what? Like, right, we've never paid you a dime. How are you making money?
Wait,
Like,
what are you talking about?
we did pay you that $1 million.
Are you
That
kidding
was what
me?
it was
Every
for,
time
is
I make a
'cause we didn't
fucking
put
video
your
on this
content.
game, I get accused of it. What are you talking about? I'm on your guys' payroll at this point.
Well,
Dude.
every
Right.
time someone comes into like watching War Dogs, you'll see someone
Yeah.
say, "Oh, my friends are all saying it's like they just paid a load of advertising." We're like, we haven't got the money to
Yeah.
do that. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Right.
And that's
It-
why I wanted to have this conversation, and I'm so thankful for it, is because like now it's like, how do you sustain this moving forward?
Yeah.
And us as the players need to understand, like, if we want to keep seeing games in this space, something's got to change. Like, unless we want a world where it's only COD and Battlefield, and those are the only shooters
sure.
that are left because they're
Yeah.
the only ones big enough to hang in this economy. Like, something's got to get figured out, man.
And to be clear, the reason they can do it is because they up the price of those skins. You
Yep.
need it because kids in school are like, I've got this one, I've got that one. So they're like they're a cultural phenomenon. They're not
Right.
games.
Yeah,
And
it's not the same.
that is the difference. It's not this. You cannot make the comparison because they're also only selling to like a small percentage. But on those games, because they're cultural phenomenons, I think I heard that Fortnite at its peak was something like 30% of the players were buying all this stuff, which is insane.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's like insane. Yeah, so they're making millions. It's not doing that now,
Yeah.
but it was. And like our big thing, we
Yeah.
do not have the answer,
That's
but
crazy.
to compare us to Fortnite, these are economies of scale. They
Yeah.
don't. It's not a linear scale.
Right.
And people don't. Why should you understand economics? I didn't understand any of this. I was just like everyone else saying this is fucking dumb. And then
Yeah.
I became an indie dev, got hated on Battalion, became a fucking professional, and went, oh, this industry's fucking terrible.
Yep.
Like, this is. So I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm saying something's got to change.
Right.
And I think if we lock players out and just we take our $10 million bet and go, maybe this will work, that's a terrible idea. But we have to understand the three, and for me it's the three of the, if I call you the journalists, the
Right.
media,
Nice.
the consumers and the players, and the creators have to start working together. And our move to go, let's do the FPS game show, is going, why the fuck are these pricks taking $300,000 from the people who make the game,
Yeah.
and the people who want to play the game, and the people who actually cover the game? And that, we're trying to get rid of all of this fluff
Yeah.
around the edge.
No, I respect it.
Respect it for sure.
Yeah. FPS game show. When did that come into the fold? When did that idea come to fruition?
I actually have a pretty good answer to this.
Sure.
Where the inception came from. It feels like to people probably that it was quite a recent revelation, but actually when I joined Bulkhead a decade ago, nearly, and I actually joined as a QA tester a very long time ago, and one of the first tasks Joe actually gave me was to create, as back then I was still a streamer, I was still a content creator, I was still doing that actively, and I left that to I did actually study game design and got my degree, and then got pulled into Bulkhead. And fortunately, they're only 13 miles from where I lived, or for the rest of the world, about 20 kilometers. It was kind of like a match made in heaven for me.
Yeah.
One of the first tasks he gave me was, I want to create a show for FPS game studios. At the time, we did pursue it a little bit. We did a little bit of it, but at the time, we weren't big enough. We didn't have the contact. We didn't have the pull.
Right.
We didn't have the experience.
Yeah,
either.
the industry wasn't where it is. It's like it was almost an impossible task. So, and to be honest, we were split between really trying to release Battalion, and at the time, I even said to him, I was like, it's not going to work, and it's going to really distract us from trying to release Battalion. So, 10 years later, here we are. Which it would have been 10 years later. Here we are, and the idea has actually come to fruition, and it's pretty unique.
But it was
That's
8
neat.
weeks ago. We decided to do it. It was literally 8 weeks ago.
Eight weeks ago.
But the
I gotta say
inception
that's
of the
actually
idea-
pretty impressive with
Yeah.
the
All
logos, the
together.
marketing, the editing, the actual branding of everything came together very, very well. I love it.
I mean, our team are working like long hours.
I
for
believe
sure.
that.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
think.
there's a lot of a lot of extra work going in for sure.
Yeah.
So we're able to do it, but we're not able to do that kind of thing forever. Once a year running an FPS show is great,
Right.
but we're taking the opportunity now whilst we have people's attention to go, hey, we can run this thing to a high quality and not take money from the devs all the time. And, maybe in the future everyone's got to give a bit, but it's not about this big profit machine. And we're big believers in like competition is good. But for me, it was just like, I can't give money to these charlatans who, our journey, right? Our battalion journey.
Mm-hmm.
I know everyone wants that to be our fault, and we do take responsibility for that. Battalion was a bunch of kids who fucked up. There was a bunch of fucking adults around us saying, we won't pay you any money. Go out there. You make our careers better. We'll get promotions. And they were pushing us to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And all of those tertiary people that came in that were trying to take money from us, take opportunities, ride on our tailcoats, the second it went bad, they just fucking left.
Yeah.
So we have massive chips on our shoulders about like, no, we're making the game. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm working with guys like yourself to be like, let's get the game out there.
Fuck yeah. Cool. So you guys are, according to this Twitter user, you guys are playing the heckin' good guys gimmick, and they want to read I saw that conversation.
I was like, I'm not a good guy, man. I'm like, give me your money. Like, I'm not a good guy. I just don't know how to say it without you getting mad. Like,
right.
Like you pay me, I give you game. You don't want game, don't give me money. It's not rocket science. Like,
yeah, it's not that difficult to understand. Now there's one final thing that I've been like hankering for information on, and I'm just going to ask you guys straight up now. And we got to start getting into the community servers aspect of it. I've been waiting for you guys to talk about it. We haven't seen it yet.
yeah.
Sorry. What's up?
Go. What's the question?
I was going to say, you mentioned something on Twitter, because I'm stalking your guys' socials, of course. You mentioned something about the WARDOGS admin hub. Watch for news.
Like an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm watching everything, bro. How are you guys going to handle community servers with the depthness of the economy? And how are we going to stop the XP portal farms that we see in Battlefield?
There's a couple of answers to that one. So the XP portal farms in Battlefield, if you look at the actual number of players using them, the percentage is quite low, but the perception of them is quite high.
Yeah.
For me personally, the problem, I think people feel cheated by XP farms, right? It's the real problem.
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to figure out the way to say this. Our backend systems are very, very intelligent. Artificially. Yeah. We can see and process data faster than ever before now, right? So we're not using generative AI. We're not doing anything like that.
Oh.
Please don't panic. Please don't kill me.
Okay.
But if we get
back here.
If we get a load of data that says, hey, what is this player doing? And we just say, what is this player doing? It will process it for us in minutes. And we can see what you're doing at different ways. We can see like we've never seen before what is happening. And I'm sure someone like Call of Duty has this data, right? They've done this stuff for years.
Yeah.
But we're not them. And all of a sudden we've been able to act like a really big professional studio and use our telemetry systems we built and why we've taken so long to build the game and be able to see all this information in the background. And I'm being very careful about what I say because we obviously also use this as our bespoke kind of anti-cheat approach, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing a lot of interesting things. But in terms of XP farming, like I'm not worried about that because A, we can see it, B, it's boring. You don't win the game necessarily. Bullets always kill.
Right.
Right.
But it's gonna piss people off if they see people like making YouTube videos like farming money and then going into public servers and
so
all that.
Can you give me an example of what you think somebody's doing to farm money?
I have
So-
no idea because I haven't seen the custom servers yet, but I could see
Right.
What? No,
like if you
just
could, if
where
you
would
could
you
set,
do it?
I don't
now?
know, and I don't know how much like autonomy a person would have over the servers, or if they could just get in with the community and have like them, they can kill their buddies like over,
Well,
or
like-
they can drop them into the control zone. over
An
and over.
extreme example would be like, let me go to your guys' base and let's get 100 people in my community and let me kill every single one of you. Can we farm kills, you know, and cheese it that way at scale?
So that example is probably more like, well, I mean, first of all, the data would be like, why is this one person killing the whole server? Like
Right.
we would find that
In the
but
spawn
also,
as well.
yeah, in this one, we would know that immediately.
Gotcha.
I
We
actually,
also have so we have some things like the 100-player thing is obviously difficult. If you have that many people who are in sync doing it, that's hard to see. But the servers, they have player scaling XP, so there's thresholds, less players, less XP, and we also have diminishing returns on the same actions versus the same people or the same stuff. So
it's not
That's
just
something-
less
that's
XP,
something we
it's
kinda-
less cash as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With these servers, the community side, is there going to be that 80-player requirement to start matches still?
Nope.
No.
You
So
can
it's
start
just-
with 20
then-
players.
But then
you can start, but it'll be less. You'll get less
Yeah.
cash and less
Gotcha.
XP, the less people in the server.
makes
And
sense.
yeah, as I
Okay.
say, if you kill the same, if you and your buddy are just killing each other over and over, you'll get to
Right.
the point where it's meaningless because
Gotcha.
you,
Okay.
Yeah, we saw on Jack Frag's video, him and his friends, like, we keep healing each other, and we're like, yeah, that's not going to work after the first few times. Like, it's not what you think
All
you're
right.
doing it, you're not.
Cool.
Um,
Okay.
So
I'm not saying it's impossible, right? Like it's probably possible, but this is kind of what this phase going into early access
Right.
is for, where we're going to see where these loopholes come in and where players start to do this, and we can work against it as we.
Yeah, like
progress.
I saw people repairing a helicopter
Yeah.
over and over that was flipped upside down and shit like that.
Yeah, and we saw that, and we looked at it. You know, the designers look at it, but their first response was like, "Why? Like, it'd be quicker just to go in the zone and sit AFK." But they get an XP, obviously, but it's like they're not getting a lot.
and we stopped that one, right? Immediately, we were like, cool, well, we'll just stop it then.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, you know, it's we'll find them.
Yeah.
another
But,
question I had too, it's kind of bordering on anti-cheat. The way I understand some of the anti-cheat systems work is they will find those anomalies and give you guys a list of things that you have to look through. Are you worried about do you have to have actual people look through that? Is that going to be a bandwidth issue with like a ton of players?
I think humans will always ban people. We don't, I mean, with the exception of like, hey, you've injected this hack, and you know,
Right.
that's not new. We'll never let a machine ban people. That's not
Gotcha.
something we can do. It needs looking at. Like, people said, oh, this guy's obviously hacking. He's got 300 kills, and we're like, if you have a good game in a helicopter as an attack pilot, getting 300 kills is not impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it's unlikely, but
Right.
we can see, like, no, this is completely viable. Like, he's had a great game and you suck. Like, it's,
Right.
and, you know, but I think the telemetry is just one aspect of it. We're also doing a lot of other things, such as like non-human movements and like a load of different things where we're checking and tracking what you're doing. And we've invested quite a lot of money into anti-cheats. We have our own system. We have other systems. We have fake systems. We have a load of stuff in there that, like, yeah. I can't say too much, but you know, we've made all these videos about everything, and we've deliberately not made a video about this part. For us, we know what we're doing with it. You know, I'm happy to say we've already had people cheating, like, immediately.
Yeah, I saw the
We
video.
can see it.
I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah, but we saw the second he started trying to hack. We were following that guy the second he had access to the game, and he wasn't an alpha player. He was from our closed testing group.
Wow.
But we've been watching him, just going like, "Hey, poke in there, okay." So yeah, I made a video,
interesting.
but like, we're just learning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You
Super
do
interesting.
what you want, guys. So if you see him this weekend, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Let him have fun. We
Yeah.
gotta learn stuff. We gotta learn.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
take
Have
some
your fun
time.
now, buddy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's fair.
you enjoy that, you shrimp dick. Like, this is not fucking.
I couldn't believe you posted a video cheating in a closed alpha. It's
Guys going places, man.
That's how they sell them. Like, you look at the numbers there. Like, we could all make more money going and making
Right,
cheats.
right.
We could all do it. We could all make
Yeah.
more money. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we closed Bulkhead tomorrow. I could tell you at least 6 people would go and do that. Just like, fucking, I'll make loads of money on my own doing this. This is easy.
Right.
But just our in-depth knowledge of Unreal, right? But,
Yeah.
So
we take it really seriously. It's just really annoying we can't go and do a big marketing push and explain it, right?
Right.
yeah, because you don't, and I also am like cognizant of talking about it too, of like motivating them. Like if you put out a challenge,
For
and
sure,
you're
like-
paying you, so it's
exactly.
just to like
Like that, and that's going to happen. And the more successful it is, the,
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
You know,
what
we
Riot did
understand.
with
I mean,
Valorant as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
exactly
people. I think people who like our audience understands that we don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it much because we don't want to draw attention to it. But throughout all of this, we got 400 hours of Netflix documentary. We have the story. We have you guys rising from the ashes battalion. We have all this stuff. How does it feel to be sitting in the chair right now ahead of this launch? How are we feeling?
I feel we don't
Apprehensive.
feel, yeah. We don't feel a lot really. We just work. Like it's just.
You're like,
Like,
wait, I'm supposed to feel something? Wait.
I
Right.
think well, like the beta, the alpha. I'll tell you a story from the alpha, right? We were up in our war room. We're up in the office, like away from the dev floor, because we're just like having arguments.
Is that kind of like the
stuff.
theater room we saw in one of the videos?
No,
No,
it's like an
that
even
wasn't
more hidden. It's a terrible,
Oh, okay.
shitty room. Like it's more like
Situation room, huh?
Kind
it's
of,
not even a
yeah.
cool one. Like it's just like my desk was in the middle at a funny angle. Like it was just like
Yeah.
yeah. It's not. I'll send you a picture of it.
Sure.
But it's effectively we were up there kicking the alpha off, and we're terrified, right? We're like, you know our story. 12,345 players play the game.
Yep.
The game goes down, right? And we were so like bullish on the devs, like you keep working on beta, we're locking down alpha, you keep working on beta, they're over there, that it started going really well and everyone's loving it. And we went downstairs to see the devs and be like, yay, they're all gone home. We forgot, we were so worried about doing it right, doing a really good job, that we forgot to run like a party or anything
Damn.
for the devs. The devs had just gone home. Some of the younger ones had gone to the pub, like, and we had no one to celebrate with. It was really sad. So it sucks. We were like, this is why we do this, is for this bit.
Right.
And we've just taken that moment from them because we were so worried that we were going to fuck it up. So now what we're doing is the beta. We've thrown a massive party on Friday. We're staying late, and like we'll still have to go and do the war room bit, but
Yeah.
we're going to do our best to go and be a part of it because we really fucked up. And our team, they were just like, here's the alpha, and like everyone's like, this is amazing, and they're just at home, like,
What a huge milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so we
That's
fucked
wild.
up though.
I will say the war room is where the Netflix murder is going to happen. Like, I'm calling it.
I'll be honest. Another thing we fucked up is because the film team have been so busy with trailers and content, and we've
Yeah.
been so busy, we haven't been filming a lot around this bit. So
Oh,
the
damn.
bit you'd think you'd film lots of, we haven't. But
I would have
That
loved to
sucks.
see your reaction to the moment that alpha went live. I don't know if that was
We
captured.
were, we were all just actually they did
That
capture
actually-
that part.
they
He did actually
captured
come
that
in. We put a TV next to my desk, and then we had the server browser
Look,
web
look,
version
look.
of it, and we were just watching the server slowly spin up, really slowly, while having Discord on the side where everyone was
Yeah.
complaining that there was not enough servers. And we were just like, the servers are spinning up. Please just wait. And we were kind in that moment. I was getting this like anxiety from like that battalion when the servers weren't
Yeah.
working. I was like, not again, because we had a lot of people playing. 16,000 for an alpha, a very similar figure to what we had in Battalion as well.
Right.
So
16,741. That's
Yeah.
what we wanted to beat, and we got to 16,000. So this one we're
Crazy
going to
it
beat
wasn't.
Battalion.
It's
We're gonna be-
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was-
yeah.
It's so yeah, like honestly, it's more of a professional approach, and we're trying to keep grounded, and I mean it when I say stay humble, because hopefully in my mind this transparency approach buys us the ability to say this went wrong, believe us, we've told you
Right.
that this is why, it's going to be fine. Like
Yeah.
the idea that this is some sort of linear to the moon thing is just not true. Like people will come into the game, go off, and then at 1.0 will come back,
Oh,
and
yeah.
hopefully stay a lot longer at bigger numbers, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, there's loads of games to play. That guy you mentioned a minute ago is like, you know, I'm done with this marketing approach of we're the good guys. Like, all right, fucking don't look at it then. I don't give a fuck what you do. Mute me. I don't care. Like, tell me, just play the game or don't.
Play the game or don't is that's the theme for sure.
Is there anything you guys want to add that we didn't talk about before we wrap up?
Yeah,
I was going to ask how many units
sure.
you guys think it's going to sell in the first month, and how many players do you think... How many units do you think we've sold on Steam pre-orders now?
Ooh. Million wish lists. Fuck.
I thought you were about to guess a million units. I was like, no.
No. I'm going to say...
I have a number.
Can I give you a range? I don't think I could give an accurate, but it's gotta be over 100,000.
I want to say 130K.
I was gonna. For me, it's between 1 and 200K, maybe 1 and 150, give or take.
Bang on, pretty much. 100,
Yeah,
around 130.
I'm a pro.
Which for people is very, very good.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for turning up, and you know, the pre-orders thing was really scary, like, because we were like, this is shitty, like, but it lets us project what's going to happen. It gives us data, and, you know, to be talking about the numbers we were before, it's like, the biggest thing you can do to help is, like, actually, when you do buy the supporters edition, it does help us. Like, it's not going to some sort of Ferrari fucking part. Like, it just goes straight back into the game.
Yeah.
Like, we're waiting for that big hit. So, you know, I think really, like, you're bang on. I'm surprised you're bang on again with your numbers. So well done. But the other one was how many people? What peak concurrent do you think we'll see in the beta on the weekend?
This beta or the launch or the
beta?
Launch?
Let's go with the beta.
Yeah.
What did you guys peak at during the alpha?
About 16, just
16?
over 16K.
And that was
I think
about 50K people.
And we're letting in how many more people? It's quite a lot.
We're not meant to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was given a rough estimate. Everything today's been rough.
I think you guys are probably going to peak concurrent. I'm going to say 35 to 45,000.
I think 70.
You think they're hitting 70?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
They get the servers running then.
You think it's going to go higher?
I realized I missed an opportunity to say 69,420.
Right. Well, okay, let me ask you this. What do you think, Joe? You're saying higher. You're pointing to the sky.
There are so many people in it. It's really more about what do we want to test. I think we want to see it stand up at 100,000 users. I think that's what we want to see.
Yes.
Can we do that?
That was my prediction for the launch.
That's what I think for launch too.
Yeah.
The problem we have, once we let these 100,000 players play, they'll be like, oh, fuck this, I'm not going to play now. It's shit. So,
all right.
But no, once we
told everyone to refund. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, they're going to fucking do it. And I was being fake humble, not real humble.
Yeah, it's reverse
Buy the
psychology,
game,
Joe.
bitch.
Yeah.
it's all performative. We know.
Yeah, but I think the problem we have is that the refunds are going quite fast, and they're growing, and will probably grow. And we know there's a lot of people queued up to stream on the weekend, so we think it'll grow more. And then, so if we let in loads of people, and then loads more people get in there, and we're like, holy shit, we're at 200,000 people.
Yeah,
that's not like the amount of people signed up for beta access now is like with the alpha players and other bits and press keys and that kind of thing, it's like basically 1 million.
Jesus Christ.
And it's
that requested
Wednesday.
access?
Yeah. With a few other things in there, like the alpha players and that kind of thing. So
it's going to be massive.
Well, look, like it wasn't meant to be that big. Like we've done everything. Like we do our automated scale testing on 100K. That's not real players. We've done it on 500K, not real players.
Right.
So you are able to spin up servers and like kind of make a simulation of like what that
like that, but it's never the same thing. Like
no,
it's never the same. So there will be something, right? It's not going to be perfect. It's just like we know right now that like because of our special pre-release anti-cheat approach, there are 3% of users getting kicked by anti-cheat at the start and can't get in, and they just have to restart their PC. And
That happened to me.
Did it? But then it just worked after a while,
And then
right?
it just worked. Yeah, I
I
didn't
had
have to
to reinstall
reinstall
Windows.
Windows like that fucking guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's annoying. It's to do with we know we're not the reason we're not really fixing it is because like doesn't matter early access. It's for now. So
Interesting.
yeah. So we're expecting to get a lot of like I can't boot the game. We're just like just restart your PC 4 times and then you can
Right.
you can play.
Yeah.
But
Which is kind of a
it's-
good point, really. That's a lot of players for us to support. We are
Yeah.
still a relatively small team. Our support is Brian, Lossy. It's like, we really don't have like a team to be able to support that many problems coming in. Like we're having to use some of our QA guys and get like different people in the Discord to be able to try to respond to the most urgent requests.
yeah.
But ultimately, it's like when you've got 100,000 people and 5,000 of them can't get in the game. Good luck. We can't answer all these questions.
Oh, I saw your guys' Discord going during the closed alpha.
Well, I had to
I'm
talk
good,
to,
bro.
I had to talk with Flack, so shout out to Flackfire. I had to talk to him for like 6 hours, and then he's finally like, dude, you're going to have to reinstall Windows. I'm like,
And you did, so respect to you. You did that.
yeah.
did it.
Sorry about that.
if that would have worked, I would have tracked him down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's we are looking forward to it. It's just this is like our life's work.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah, it's
we've been
5
doing
years
this for
in the making now.
years,
This one.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and you know if it doesn't work, then Mark, I think we're definitely out the industry, and we're fucking done. I mean, I'm getting pushed out. That's happening. But like,
I'm psyched for you guys, but I can understand the anxiousness and the anxiety inducing nature of it.
Yeah. I
'Cause,
mean, what's
like-
your new game? You're starting a new game.
No, not talking about that one yet. No, we're watching how you guys market. We're gonna keep it close to the chest for 5 years
Okay.
and then go out. Yep.
And I'm an idiot. I just gotta sit here and wait till I can vibe code something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Biding my
Just start
time.
doing it. Start doing it.
But no,
AI
man,
slot, man.
listen, we know it's busy time for you guys. We don't want to keep. We could keep talking about this shit for hours. We don't want to keep you here, but we're psyched for you. We're excited. We're anxious. We're watching alongside you guys, and we really hope that it goes the way that you guys all at the studio want it to go.
I appreciate it.
So yeah,
Thank you very much, guys.
good luck, boys.
And thank you so much for your time, man. It's an honor.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the lobby. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview as much as we did. And yeah, just looking ahead, we're like at the time of recording this, we're a few days away from everybody jumping into the beta. It's going to be super interesting to see. We guessed on a lot of numbers in there.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see how close we are, how their servers hold up. And I'll be waiting for that Netflix documentary if they kill somebody.
Right. Well, I think they're going to if those servers don't hold up. So we'll
They
see.
might. Somebody might get it. Somebody might get it. But
Yeah.
no, that was super awesome. And just like looking ahead for this show, we have that interview that you did about Blackwood coming out.
Yeah. So
Right? And
yeah,
then-
let's talk about content schedule. We
Yeah,
have
see what we got
we're-
coming up.
So we're doing a show next week to talk about probably a little bit of War Dogs, but mainly we want to talk about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 beta. And then next week we're also going to have, I don't know what we're going to call it. It's going to be like an added DLC of a prox chat interview. We brought on the main developer of M7 Productions, who is currently working on Blackwood, which is a game coming out here in the next couple of weeks. So look forward to that as well.
A lot of push to talk coming.
A lot of push. Yeah, we're pushing and we're talking. All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Put it on a t-shirt or whatever podcasters do.
Yeah. I don't know what they do. You know what they do?
I obviously don't know.
Actually, I do know what podcasters do.
What's that?
They use code PUSH for 15% off at mammothheadwear.com. If you have a big head and you're retaining all of the knowledge
It's full
that you
of
got from
brains,
this
dude.
interview today, just full of brains and numbers and spreadsheets, you need to put something on the noggin. Mammothheadwear.com. Hats for big heads like us here. We rock them every show.
We use them all the time.
15% off your order. Use code PUSH. And if you guys can, leave a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. Leave a like on it if you're watching on YouTube. and let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Crash, where can they follow you?
Have a lot of streams, have a lot of good times in the evenings over twitch.tv/crash8. Crashes 1 through 7 were taken. FPS_crash on Twitter. If you want to join the convo, hit me up over there. And in all the links and stuff, I do have a Discord in there if you want to directly message me. And yeah, hit those like buttons on your way out, guys. Really enjoy this weekend of gaming that we have coming up. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great time. And then meet us back here next week and we'll break it all down. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Guys,
where can they find you? No one knows.
Just search Big Fry everywhere. All of our socials are linked down below if you guys want to catch the streams, the podcast, as well as Crash's other podcast, The Scope. It's a lot better than this one. You guys can go click all the links down in the description, and
it's pretty good.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Godspeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your premier FPS podcast. We're the Push to Talk podcast. I'm going to take that again.
I think you should just keep going.
You think I should keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep going if you let me put your fuck up in the blooper reel.
Deal. We are joined by Joe Brammer. You know him, executive producer over at BULKHEAD, as well as Mark. Mark, we're going to try this again.
Wait,
start over.
I'm sorry.
Nailed it.
Mark. All right. I have your Twitter pulled up. That's all I have. It even says it on the screen.
It says Mark right under his face.
That's the first giveaway.
Nailed it.
Kick me out of here.
I'm keeping this in, by the way. Go ahead.
No, you're not. I'll sue you.